Hello and welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Millie, and also welcome to another Multichrome Monday, which is a series I do on my channel almost every Monday where I talk about different multichromes. I do eye swatches, comparisons, looks, everything you can possibly think of with multichromes. So today's video is going to be completely different from any of those types of videos because I will actually be trying to mix some of my own multichromes. And for that, I will be using multichromes that I already have, that are already formulated, that I'm just going to kind of scrape off a little bit off the top of some of these and mix them, and we'll see what I come out with, and then I will do a look with them. And with this video, I'm totally copying Maggie from Maggie's Makeup Medley. Please make sure to check her channel out as well as her video. I will link it down below. And so basically what she did was she scraped off some of her multichromes and kind of just mixed her own shade, and then she used it on the eyes, and I just thought that was super fun. And she's just got such a chill personality, and she's also really funny, so I really recommend checking that video out. It's relaxing but funny at the same time. So I'm completely copying her video idea. I want to do multiple types of videos like this, but for today's video I'm not going to try to mix any of the kind of black based multichromes because I'm not really sure how that will work out. So I plan on doing that for the second video. I just didn't want my first video like this to be a fail. So we're gonna actually skip on these shades. I might maybe like do just like a little bit of one of the shades, but for the most part I'm thinking of mixing something like more like these shades. So I did bring out my Divina Terra Moons as well as Cleona, so we have a lot. And so what I want to do is I want to mix two shades, one for the lid and one for the inner corner. So for the inner corner I'm probably going to be going in mostly with these and just like kind of seeing what I can come up with, and then I'll do a look with those to see how they look on the lid. I'm really excited. So here's all my Divina, so I'm thinking of kind of focusing in this section right here. And this is their butterfly collection, so these have like a dark base. So somewhere over here with the more pigmented shades, but they're more bright versus like super dark. So I zoomed out a little bit. Let's see. I am really tempted to mix some Red Giant with either this shade Light Year, which is like a blue-green. You cannot see that. That just looks white in the camera. Or Zero Gravity, which is a purple. So these two are my favorite iridescent shades from Terra Moons, which is why I feel like maybe that'd be fun to mix. Obviously there's probably like close to endless possibilities in mixing these together, so we're just gonna pick something out because I could kind of think about it and try to like think about what the shade would end up looking like, but it's kind of hard to really know until you actually mix them. So I'm also thinking of taking out Bloodline. This shade has like a reddish brown base with a green and purple shift. So we're gonna mix something with that. I'm wondering if I put more green, it will probably end up being more green. So I'm wondering if I put in maybe like a pink or a blue or the orange. I think the orange might be actually really fun. So again, we're not going to know, and also it's going to depend on how much of each shade I will be putting to mix. So whichever shade there's the most of is probably going to be the one that takes over. So let's see, what do we think of the orange? I feel like the orange might be really fun. I think I'm going to do that because there's no orange that I can see in this shade, so I think these will be interesting together. So for now, I'm just going to do those two shades. I could mix like a third one in. Actually, let's do it. Let's mix in this shade, which is Vela. I feel like that might be fun. That'll be really interesting because it's got that like I said, like that reddish brown base, and then mixing in those two shades will maybe brighten it up a little bit. So let's mix these three together first. And I already know I'm gonna get a lot of cringy comments, but trust me, I don't feel like I'm wasting these. These are my eyeshadows and I feel completely fine mixing them. And I'm also going to be just mixing enough to use to swatch and to put on my eyes. So keep that in mind. I'm not really going to be like going really crazy. I'm trying to kind of put the same amount in. I do already have a dent in Red Giant, so I'm probably going to end up having to get another backup of this shade eventually anyways, because I love it so much. So basically, I'm just going to cut this up. I'm not going to use any sort of binder or alcohol even because these shadows were already pressed and they already have binder in them and they're already formulated. So I'm literally just mixing them is what it is. So I don't need to add anything. So I'm going to just dry press them into the pan. Obviously, there's not going to be a lot. I mean, look at how much I have here. And I know this just looks white on camera, but it's not, trust me, once I swatch it. So let me swatch it now and just kind of see what we have so far. So I feel like, first of all, it's not fully mixed together. As you can see, there's a streak of Red Giant in here. So I think I need to mix it a bit more. And the green is definitely taking over. So I'm going to go more in with Red Giant. And I'm also going to add more Zero Gravity. All right, we have quite a bit now. So maybe now it will be a little bit more evenly distributed. The green is just so bright. I honestly expected Red Giant to take over, but I could see why Lightyear did end up taking over. So I'm just trying to kind of really mix these together. I can't even imagine like doing this. Like, props to all these brands that mix their own, because oh my goodness, I would have a ball, but also that's a lot of work. I feel like I mixed it pretty decently, so I'm just gonna tap my finger in there and get enough for a swatch. That's interesting. It's actually like showing up. Ooh. Now I feel like it's mostly Red Giant, but it's funny because in the camera it actually looks like the purple, like Zero Gravity, but to me it's looking like Red Giant. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna put in just a little bit more Lightyear. Just because I feel like I completely lost that, even though actually when I look at it from a different angle, I could see the green. So this is going to be really interesting and really fun. All right, let's watch it now. See what we've got going on. Oh yeah, so now this looks completely different as well. So that's kind of amazing how we went from here to here to here. And I feel like we've lost Red Giant once again, and it's just Lightyear now. Maybe I just need to grab like, or try to swatch a different part. No, it looks like Lightyear has taken over again. So I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more of Red Giant. And we've got quite a bit of a pile at this point, which is fine. That's why I wanted to start out with a really tiny amount, because I knew that I would just end up adding in more. So let's see what we can do. Trying to really just mix it in together. So let's see. I'm gonna use a different clean finger. Don't want to pick up too much. That's still mostly green. I think I'm just gonna settle for that, but I could see like tints of this in it, so that's kind of interesting. Let me go in with just a little bit more Red Giant. I really would like to see it just a little bit more. We're getting there. I feel like we've completely lost Zero Gravity, which is fine. I think I had rather start out with mixing just 2 shades that are multichromes versus like 3 shades, because that just brings up the shiftiness to a whole nother level, you know? So let's trim these up. All right, let me take a little bit on my finger. I'm running out of space. There we go. Okay, this is more what I was looking for. It looks a little bit orange, and I really like that. I think that's gotta go well with whatever we're mixing for the other shade for all of the lid. You're not gonna be able to see it, but I'm gonna do better swatches with my phone, and so you can see the shifts. So I could keep it loose, but I'm going to press it into a little pan, and I'm just gonna kind of reuse these pans, and every time I kind of do this mixing fun experiment, science experiment, basically I feel like a true alchemist right now. All right, obviously we don't have a lot, so I'm just gonna kind of try to distribute it. I'm not going to bother with the watch press that I have, that I used in like a previous video, if you're curious about it. I'm gonna just use this little press here and just press it down, but there we go. You can still see the pan, but that's fine because I'm not, again. Ooh, that looks so fun. I can't wait. So that looks orange in my view, but in your view, it looks more purpley red. That's really interesting. I'm so excited. I gotta show you from this angle. So next up, we're going to be mixing these 3 shades. I'm going to start off with Cliona Bloodline. And I'm going to put the tiniest amount down for now. And then Lynx from Divina. Again, just scraping off a little bit, starting off with the smallest amount. And then here is Vela, also from Divina. I do feel like these might have a little bit of a different kind of formula, so I'm really interested to see how these kind of mesh together. I think this works the best in mixing them. Is kind of like mushing them down first and then separating them before I press them. So let's just see where we are at and see how much I want to add of which shade. So this hand has iridescent shades all over it. That's kind of amazing because to me, I see the purpley green base, and then to you, it looks like yellow and orange. And just for reference, here is Bloodline on its own, so you could see the difference. So it seems like basically what I did was lighten it up, so I'm actually gonna go in with a little bit more of the orange and then a little bit more of the yellow and mush these together. See what kind of shade I could come out with. All right, I'm gonna swatch it here again because I felt like, ooh, that's a really cool shade. That's so interesting. Again, it looks super orange yellow to you, but to me it looks like totally different. I'm gonna show you a phone view. All right, am I happy with that? I feel like it's a little sheer. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of Bloodline. I kind of miss a little bit more of that depth that we had before I mixed in more of the lighter shades. So I'm gonna just mix it a little bit more. Let's see, I kind of really like the other shade I ended up with. So I'm gonna try to get kind of closer back to that. So let's pick up a little bit. I'm gonna swatch it kind of next to it. Oh yeah, I think I want something like that. It's just a little bit darker, but it still has that orange to it. And again, showing you from my perspective what these two look like next to each other. All right, so now I'm going to chop it up and we're gonna press it. I think I have even less than the other shade of this. I could probably just use this loose, but I think I wanna try to make it less messy for the application part. So I'm just gonna use my little press tool from TKB Trading. And there's my tiny amount of custom multichrome. So here are the 2 shades that I just custom mixed, and now we're gonna go and put them on the eyes. So I'm gonna prime with the Sigma eyeshadow primer. And I'm gonna be using the Blend Bunny Blends palette. It's got a nice variety of mattes in there. I'm gonna go in with Barley right in the crease. I think I wanna make this a pretty kind of neutral type of look. Well, neutral, I'm starting with an orange in my crease. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna be a bunch of really colorful eyeshadows. See the true beauty of the multichrome I just mixed. So just putting that in the crease. And I'm gonna put depth on the outer corner. I did not pick up enough. And I do have a code with Blend Bunny. If you're interested in this palette, I will put up my code up on the screen. It is not affiliated. Blending out the outer corner. This is really going to be about the shimmers, so I'm probably mostly gonna fast forward through all of this. And then going in with depth again under my lower lash line. And I'm gonna put Wildflower underneath the rest. My custom shade on this brush, and I did spray it with some just water for application. And ooh, that goes really well with the mattes. I'm so excited. I'm gonna put on a little bit more right here in the center. Ooh, that is so pretty. It's definitely mostly orangey yellow, obviously because I did mix in quite a bit of that shade in there. And then let's go in with the inner corner. I did pick this shade up on my brush and sprayed it. And ooh, I can see like the green mixed in with Red Giant. I'll definitely show you a video with my phone to really be able to see. All right, I'm gonna do the other eye and come back. So here's the finished look with my 2 custom mixed multichrome shades. And I love how this looks. I do feel like it kind of, the lid shade now all over the lid kind of reminds me of like a existing shade possibly. Like I feel like I've probably seen it somewhere. And I'm loving the inner corner. It is such an interesting combo. So let me know what you think of this video. Would you like to see more in the future? I'm thinking of doing one where I maybe mix the black base multichromes, maybe also like a black base multichrome with an iridescent. I think that would be interesting. Also, please, please, please make sure you check out Maggie's video and her channel. She's so much fun and she deserves all the credit for this video idea. So that's everything for this video. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's lots of indie makeup, lots of shiny, sparkly, shifty eyeshadow content on my channel and much more to come. So you don't want to miss out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.